Shabbat, Baruch Hashem, we have over here a person that does catering. There's other people that probably needs this information as well. Sometimes a person has, on a Shabbat morning, he has a party. And he wants to reheat the baksh, but he doesn't want to reheat the baksh on top of the plata because tadegimesho. He doesn't want the bottom to be burned. So he wants to put water in a tray, in an aluminum tray. And you know that fire that they have, that blue thing, they put like this, the koyes can. You open it and you light it. Let's say before Shabbat you light it, not on Shabbat. Or you put it on an electrical system. No fire involved. But he needs to recook the water in order for the water to reheat the baksh. If he says, if I'm going to put the baksh on top of the plata, it's going to burn it. I don't want it to be burned. I want it to be hot, very hot, but without any burning. But heating it on water is going to do the job. But the problem is, Rabotai, that we have a rule, Akko and John, you're not allowed to reheat liquid on Shabbat. So even if you will take something that was already cooked before Shabbat, let's say the water was cooked already before Shabbat, you will have a problem to reheat it on Shabbat. Because we're not allowed to reheat cooking after cooking by liquid. Like a person cannot reheat soup on Shabbat. Amulo Moshe, can a person reheat soup on Shabbat or no? Not allowed. What about the water? Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, there is a difference between soup and water. It says soup, a person is not allowed to reheat on Shabbat. However, water, if it was already cooked once before Shabbat, is allowed to reheat water on the Shabbat.
Yeah, back and forth.
It says cooked water, not back and forth.
Yeah,
Cooked. So if a person, for example, has a party right now, Shabbat morning, Akko and John, soon Bezat Hashem, we're going to be Sandat. Shabbat morning, you're going to invite you for the Brit. You're going to make a party. All the Brit Milah, people are going to sit down and eat the osavo, whatever they want to eat. They want to reheat the food. Kakim Brit, says the halacha, is allowed to cook that water before Shabbat. And on Shabbat, he's going to pour that water into that system. The water gets reheated on Shabbat, Rabbi. It's not a problem. What's the reason he says? There is a difference between something that the more it cooks, it becomes better, or the more it cooks, it does not become better. For example, water. If a person cooked water once, and then he cooks it second time, the second time becomes better?
Same.
No, same taste. Sometimes even worse taste. Not only that, it goes evaporated, it goes bad. If the more you cook it, the more bad it becomes. So says Rav Ovadia Yosef, if it's something that it becomes, even though it's liquid, but it's something that becomes bad, a person, by reheating it, he's allowed to reheat it on Shabbat. Therefore he says also, there was in Eretz Israel, there is in Eretz Israel still, the custom of bakashot. You know, Rabotai, in Eretz Israel there are people that wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, go to synagogue at 3 o'clock in the morning. Until 7 o'clock in the morning, 4 hours, just singing to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Wow. Sephardic tunes, all the Shirei Bakashot. This is in Bet Knesset in Yerushalayim, the Knesset in Hades. All the big chazanim come over there. You gotta wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, on Friday night, Shabbat morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. You gotta be in shul at 3, they're starting. They're all the songs until 7 o'clock. Now, these people have it's hundreds of people. Not one, not two, not 20. Hundreds of people coming. Kanesov, poor. There's no room. Hundreds of people come. They want to have coffee. It's too hard. 2 o'clock in the morning to wake up until 7 o'clock. Shacharit nachniotza, pakam shachit zakonchitza, Jonas Bebro. It's hard. A person wants to drink coffee. Now, the shamash over there asked from Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, he wants to reheat the coffee he made before Shabbat. But it's already cooled off. He wants the coffee to be hot for the people, to give it to them. He doesn't make the coffee, instant coffee, the fake coffee. He wants to make the real coffee, the Turkish, Israeli coffee. And it needs hot water, and he wants it to be cooked. He boils it mamash on a pot. And then on Shabbat morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, he wants to put that pot with the coffee again on the plata. If he's going to keep it from Friday until 2 o'clock in the morning, it's going to evaporate. He wants to cook it before Shabbat. And then on Shabbat daytime, 2 o'clock in the morning, not in the afternoon, in the morning, put it on the plata, recook that coffee in order for the people to have hot coffee, the real one. He said, now you're cooking liquid. Are you allowed to recook liquid or no? No. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, coffee is allowed to. What's the reason? Because coffee, the more you cook it, it doesn't become better. It may be even better, even worse, the more you cook it. So it says anything that is liquidy, that the more you cook it, it will become worse. There's no problem to reheat it on Shabbat. So therefore, a person wants to reheat, he's a caterer. He wants to put water on top of the tray and put on top of that tray the baksh. The bottom water gets recooked, no problem, because cooking after cooking by water, it doesn't apply. So to coffee, because the coffee does not become better whenever you're reheating it, even though it's liquidy. Как можно Shabbat вы сказали нам нельзя же жидкость его греть? Нельзя греть чего? Суп. Нельзя греть вещь, которая она лучше остается, когда его греешь. Но вещь, которая она лучше не встает, когда его греешь. Вода, кофе. Равари Йосеф разрешает нам его снова вскипятить в шаббат. На плату, на что-то там, что уже включили до шаббат. Нету проблемы cooking after cooking.